There's a trick to unlocking the entire fretboard with arpeggios that most guitarists totally miss. I've watched hundreds of students jump from boring arpeggio drills to creative guitar solos in a single session with this approach. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how the diagonal triad system will 10 times your playing and let you fluidly make music anywhere on the guitar neck. To get confident with diagonal triads, there are 3 main shapes that you need to know. First, the major triad. So I'm going to play these on the note A today, and let's start with these 2 thinnest strings here. That's strings 1 and 2. So this diagonal arpeggio, the major, is A, C sharp, and E. That's the 1, the 3, and the 5. Then we need the minor triad, 1, flat 3, and 5. That's A, C, and E. Notice that I'm playing both of these with middle, index, and then pinky. Now finally, the diminished triad, which isn't used much in popular music, but I'll show you a great way to use it at the end of this lesson. That's going to be 1, flat 3, flat 5. You can choose your fingering on this one. A lot of times I play it ring, index, and pinky, but you could totally play it middle, index, and ring. That's A, C, E flat. You can download the PDF of these shapes and all the other shapes and the track in the description below the video. The beautiful thing about diagonal triads is that they're much easier to play than standard positional arpeggios that cross over 3 strings. These diagonal arpeggios live across just 2 strings at a time, so you can copy and paste them smoothly anywhere on the guitar neck. If you know my teaching, you know how much I love playing diagonally across the fretboard. And really that means taking any scales and arpeggios and playing them with connected notes across all strings in a simple and repeatable pattern. So let's look at how these major, minor, and diminished triads move through 3 octaves in this little diagonal format. But make sure to stay to the end because I'll show you the best way to practice all 7 arpeggios in any key. Now here is the major arpeggio across 3 string sets. I'm going to start on the thinnest 2 strings because basically a lot of times guitar players get so stuck on the fat strings. So here's that A major, and then we're just going to copy and paste that down to the middle 2 strings, and finally the 2 thickest strings. So this is just simply 3 sets of the exact same pattern moving diagonally across the fretboard. Let's do the same thing with the minor arpeggio across 3 string sets. All A minor triads. And let's finally try the A diminished arpeggio across 3 string sets as well. And now for a quick message from the sponsor of today's video, my Mastering Diagonal Arpeggios course. If you're enjoying these simple shapes that sound so musical across the guitar neck, grab my full course. It includes all the 7th chord arpeggios, plus extensions, and it comes with exercises that turn arpeggios into real music immediately. As a thank you for watching, I'm offering $40 off to the first 20 people who grab their copy today. And now, back to the lesson. Now here's an awesome trick that I learned from the great saxophonist Ed Peterson. I had the honor of studying with him while I did my master's down in New Orleans. One day in a lesson I told him, "Ed, I struggle with triads. I can't seem to make them sound good." And he said, "Think about this. Most of the music that we play is in 4/4 time, right? So everything that's going on happens in groups of 4. But a triad has 3 notes, so it's automatically going to feel a little bit awkward against that 4. So what was his simple fix? Play one of the notes twice. That small idea opened up the door to phrases used by the great John Coltrane, Pat Metheny, and so many other wonderful players. So let's try that together. Inside a triad, like we already did, you have 3 notes, a low note, a middle note, and a high note, and typically that's going to be your 1, your 3, and your 5. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to play one of those notes twice. So we could double the root, 1, 1, 3, 5, or we could double the 3, 1, 3, 3, 5, or we could double the 5th, 1, 3, 5, 5. That's going to make it fit the music much better. There are tons of variations that you can do, but all that really matters is that you just want to play one of the notes twice. And interestingly enough, they don't even have to be twice in a row. My favorite pattern by far is the one that sounds the most musical to me is actually 3, 5, 3, 1. Let me show you over the A minor track for today's lesson. You can even do a pick, a pull off, and a pick again. So pick on that flatted third, pull off from the 5 to the flat 3, and then the root. The best way that I've found to practice arpeggios is by using the Dorian mode. But don't worry, we won't need to get into any super complex mode talk today. The reason here is simple. In Dorian, there are no avoid notes. Every note of the scale sounds great. So what we're going to do today is play A Dorian. And the way that we do that is we play over this A Dorian track. Now, this is centered around A minor 7, and the chord progression is going to be A minor, B minor, C major, B minor. That's A minor, B minor, C major, B minor. You can find this same kind of sound in songs like Whipping Post by the Allman Brothers or even Moon Dance by Van Morrison. It's all over the music that we love. This mode shares the same notes as the G major scale, but we have made A the home note by starting and ending on it. That means that we can use any of the triads built from the G major scale, and they will work perfectly. Let's go ahead and walk through all of those using the diagonal triads. So the 1 in G major is G major. The 2 is A minor. The 3 is B minor. The 4 is C major. The 5 is D major. The 6 is E minor. If that's getting too high for you, you can go ahead and play it down in the lower octave, same string set. That's that E minor. And then F sharp diminished. And back to G major. So all of these triads sound great in A Dorian. I recommend practicing them with our mid, high, mid, low pattern, right? That's the 3, 5, 3, 1 pattern that I just played. Check out how this sounds. Notice I'll do that pull off that I was showing you earlier. Sounds so good. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here we go. Notice that I'm not just practicing them straight up and down. In creative guitar playing, it's okay to just try things and make mistakes. We're not looking for perfect practice. Now, once you've got it on one of the string sets, like the 2 thinnest strings, we can go ahead and copy and paste this to the other 2 string sets, like this. We can play up and down any of the sets and then jump over to the lower or higher octave to transition and use all of the different chords: G major, A minor, B minor, C major. Right? So we want to make sure that we decorate these shapes with slides or hammer-ons, pull-offs, and you'll be well on your way to sounding great with these arpeggios. Check it out. 2, 3, 4. Now that you've learned the best triad arpeggios on the guitar, make sure to watch this video next to learn the 3-fret secret to confidently play your pentatonics anywhere on the neck with no boxes required.